Hey y'all. Okay, I'm sorry I'm not here today. I'm with my daughter. She has a doctor's appointment. So you are going to be watching this with your substitute or virtually. This is the key for your homework last night. I'm going to show this quickly. If you don't have enough time, you can pause your video to check. All right, like I said, pause to check. That's your homework. All right, today we are moving on to triangle angle sum. So if you are in class, your substitute will provide you with these copies of this. If you are not in class, then you will need to print this out or use your own piece of paper because you are submitting your notes. Today, everyone, virtual, in class, no matter what, is going to be submitting your notes. Several of the teachers taught me about an app called Cam Scanner, I think. Cam Scanner. It's an app that you can download that will allow you to take multiple pictures within the app, and then it makes it one PDF document. So instead of you having to submit several different pages to me and doing it multiple times, if you will do it within this app, then you will only have to submit one thing. It also allows you to not have to have your actual phone camera roll full of my math pictures. So that's another positive. So download that app, use that, because today everyone is submitting their notes and their homework. Put your name on here. So we are going to get started. All right, so this is about the triangle angle sum theorem. All right, and it gives us the angles written out right here, angle A plus angle B plus angle C, and this represents any triangle, any size, shape, whatever it is. They are all going to equal 180 degrees. Then we also are learning about the exterior angle theorem. It tells us that an exterior angle is formed by extending any one side of the triangle. So you can see they've extended, and we have this exterior angle right there, angle 1. It says an exterior angle is always equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So this would be my adjacent. So we're looking for something that is non-adjacent, which means 2 and 3, and we want the sum of those two. So those are the equations that you're going to be using today to solve your work. We're going to be looking for the missing angles is what we're looking at. So on number 1, you have 24 and 37. How are we going to find angle 1? Add 24 plus 37. That gives you 61. Then we do 180 minus 61. That's how we're going to get our answer. 180 minus 61 is 119 degrees. That's our missing angle. Okay? On number 2, we are looking for this exterior angle 1 that is on the outside. It's going to be the sum of 76 plus 52. Those are the non-adjacent interior angles together. They are 128. Now, here we are again. They gave us the exterior angle. So we know that the measure of angle 1 plus 79 equals that 104 because the sum of the angles equals the exterior. So to find the measure of angle 1, I need to subtract 79. So equals 25 degrees. Okay? Number 4, at any point I'm going too fast, you press pause, catch up, jump back in with me. All right, so with this one, we have several different angles that we are looking for. I'm going to start with angle 1. It's here. It is within the smaller triangle. That triangle has a total of 180 degrees. So I'm doing 66 plus 84. That gives me 150. Then I'm taking that 150 degrees and I'm subtracting it from 180, which is going to give me 30 degrees. So that is 30 degrees. Then number 2, angle number 2 is here. It is non-adjacent to the exterior angle 84. Everybody see that? I'm strictly looking at the blue. Okay? So that 84 right here is the exterior angle, and it is going to be equal to the non-adjacent angles, which is the measure of angle 2 plus 43, and that's going to equal 84. So I'm going to subtract out 43. So that gives me 41. So this is 41. Now I know if this is 41 and this is 43, I can find that by taking away from 180. So 180 minus 41 plus 43. Could do that first, really. So 41 plus 43 is 84. So 180 minus 84 gives me 96. Sorry, 96. Okay? Number 5. Number 5 right here, we have 2 different triangles in with each other again. So we're going to focus on number 1. It's within the smaller of the 2, so I can focus on this one. I know that that has to have a sum of 180. Well, this is 90, so we have 90 plus 43, which 90 plus 43 is 133. Okay, so then to get angle 1, I'm going to do 180 minus 133. 180 minus 133 is 47. So that's 47. Now, again, we are looking at this triangle by itself, and we're extending this way. So that 43 over here is my exterior angle. It is going to be equal to the sum of 12 and the measure of 3. So 12 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 43 because it is our exterior angle. So we're going to subtract 12 from 43, and that gives us the angle of measure 3, which is 31. Okay, now I know that this is 31. So what I can do right here is just focus on the green one now. I know that this is 12, this is 31. So 12 plus 31, I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to take that away from 180. So 12 plus 31 is 43. Well, I don't really need the parentheses. I shouldn't have put that there, but whatever. 180 minus 43 is 137. All right. Okay. Remember what we learned previously about vertical angles, the ones that touch noses? Those are going to be the same. Okay, so if I know that this is 61, then 2 also has to be 61. Whoops, this one. 2 also has to be 61 because they are vertical. They touch noses. To find 1, I just have to add 61 plus 68, and then I'm going to take that away from 180. So 61 plus 68 is 129. 180 minus 129 equals 51. Okay, so 51. Now to find angle 3. Angle 3, we know that this one is 61 because it was vertical. We know that one is 90. So we have 90 plus 61, which gives me 151. Then you do 180 minus 151, which gives us 29. All right, over here, we got two triangles. We have a triangle there. You can see that triangle. We have a triangle there. Okay. You also have a right angle, but this whole thing is not a triangle because it has four sides. So let's focus on angle 1. Well, there's angle 1. And the only thing that we know is that this is a bisector of triangle ACD. Okay, not a triangle, I'm sorry, of angle. So the whole angle is 90 degrees. If this bisects it, remember that means it cuts it in half. So that's 45. Half of 90 is 45. So if that's 48 plus the 45 that we just found out, 48 plus 45 is 93. We take that away from 180. That's going to leave us with 87. So the measure of angle 1 is 87 degrees. Okay? Now, number 2 we just found out by taking that whole angle and dividing it in 2. So that's 45 degrees. Angle 3 is the same thing, 45 degrees, because the bisector, BC, cuts that angle in half, so it was 90. Now each of those are 45. So now we know that this is 45, and this is 83, so we can add those two together. 45 plus 83 is 128. We take that away from 180. 180 minus 128 is 52. All right, so you can see for me, when I do this, I like to cover it up. So you take your ID, get your ID out to help you so that you're not too consumed with all the different things going on. All right, these are just some more practice problems up here. There's a lot going on. I am going to skip those for now. If we have time at the end of this video, I will come back to them, but for now I'm going to skip all of them but number 9. So if we look at number 9, you see a set of parallel lines. This could be considered a transversal. Okay? Remember, if it's a transversal, your alternate interior angles are going to be congruent. So since this is 49, its alternate interior is also going to be 49. So that means angle number 4 is going to be 49. You also know that 4 and 5 are a linear pair because together they form a straight line. So you could do 180 minus 49, which 180 minus 49 is going to be 131. Whoops, sorry y'all. All right, so we've got 2 of them. Now, you know up here 2 and 1 together are 131, but we don't have them separately. So what we can do is look at this and say, well, if that one was a transversal, so is this one. Because any line that cuts parallel lines is a transversal. If this angle here is 73, then number 1 is also going to be 73 because they are alternate interior angles. Okay? So now we know that 1 plus 2 is going to be equal to 5 because those are alternate interior angles. So since we know that 1 is 73, I can just take away 73 from 131, and that is going to give me 2 because 1 and 2 together are going to be congruent to 5 because they are alternate interior angles. So I'm taking away that 73 from 131, and that is going to give us 58, I believe. Okay, 131 minus 73 is 58. Yeah, I just wanted to double check. So we know that that's 58. Well, if 2 is 58, then that's going to help us with 3 a little bit, but not so much because some of it has been taken away. Okay, so some of that has been used. So that's actually not going to be too helpful for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 73 and 3 as a linear pair. Okay, if I know they're a linear pair, then I can just do 180 minus 73, which I don't know why I chose such a fat marker to do that. 180 minus 73, and that is going to give me 107. So that would be that. Which I think we could get probably if we combined 2 and 49 together. Angle 2 is 58 and 49, so this whole thing should be congruent to 107. So 58 plus 49 is 107. So yeah, that totally works too. So this one had a lot of things going on. We also could have looked in the center and found 2 by just looking at a triangle and doing the triangle. So there's a lot of different ways to work this out, tons of different options, but you just are applying what you already know. So with number 11, you've got 4 different triangles. You know that 2 is going to be 71 because it's vertical to 71 here. Then we could take 180 from 71 because 3 and 2 are a linear pair. So that means 3 is going to be 109. 5 is going to be 109 because it's vertical. So you're getting all of those tops based off of that. Then you can break it down and say, now I know 5, and I know that angle. I can find 6 by subtracting from 180. Then you just working your way through it. Okay, so that one you can do if you want, but I'm skipping for time purposes to make sure we can get through this lesson. Now, on the next section here, what we are going to do is we're going to solve for x of each measure. So what we know is that the total of all of these angles together is going to equal 180. So I know that 9x plus 3, 11x minus 21, 5x minus 2, whatever that is together, all of that equals 180. So instead of writing it out long ways, what I did is I just stacked them up so all of my x's are together. 9 plus 11 plus 5. All of those are positive. 9 plus 11 is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25x. Then we've got 3 plus negative 21 plus negative 2. So together, these are going to be negative 23. We add that 3 to it, so it's going to be negative 20. Now, from there, I just add that 20 to both sides. So that's 25 equals 200. If I divide by 25, x equals 8. So that's the first part of that. I found x, and then now it wants you to go back and find each angle. So what you're going to do is you're going to go plug that in. You're going to have 5 times 8 minus 2. 5 times 8 is 40 minus 2. No. 5 times 8 is 40. I was just doubting myself. 40 minus 2 is going to be 38. Okay, so that's 38. Over here, we've got 9 times 8, which is 72, plus 3. That's going to be 75. And then down here, we have 11 times 8. 11 times 8 minus 21 is 88 minus 21, which is 60. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right. So that's that. All right. Now, moving on down here, you can see on 13, you have a very similar situation. You're just setting everything equal to 180. We're not going to do that one, but that's how you would do it. Now, number 14 is a bit different. This is the one that we're talking about with the exterior angle. We know that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is going to equal the measure of the exterior. Okay, so angle A is 13x minus 11. Angle B is 4x plus 1, and it's going to equal our exterior, which is 18x minus 15. From there, we combine like terms. 13x and 4x is 17x. Negative 11 and 1 is negative 10, equals 18x minus 15. Okay, I'm going to subtract negative 18x. That's going to give me negative 1x. I'm going to add 10. That gives me negative 5. Divide by negative 1 on both sides, so x equals positive 5. To get each of the angles, I then plug in. So angle CAB. CAB would be this angle. I plug in 5. 13 times 5 is 65. 65 minus 11 is 54. Okay. Then ABC. ABC is this one here. Again, I plug in 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. Then we want ACB. ACB is the interior of the triangle. So I know that I'm going to need the interior to add up to 180. This one's 54. This one's 21. So if I add those two together, 54 plus 21 gives me 75. So if these two are 75, then this angle has to be 105 because together they give us 180. Now, for DCB, you've got options. If this is 105, this is a linear pair, so together it has to equal 180, which tells us there it's going to be 75. So if you didn't want to plug in, you could just use what you know, but you can always simply just plug in the 5 and do the math. Okay? 15 is exactly the same, so I'm going to skip that one and move over to more practice with algebra. So we're going to your next page where we have more practice with algebra. I'm going to talk about some of these and I will do some of these, but I'm really wanting to get down to, wait, am I on the wrong one? Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right spot before I keep going. Okay, yes, we're good. We're ready to go. Okay, so more practice with solving for triangles. I'm not really going to do the first two because this one you set equal to 180 and you solve. And same thing here. You set equal to 180 and solve. Same thing with the next two. You would add these two and set it equal to 19x plus 3. Add this one, and this means that they are the same. So if this one's 7x plus 2, this one's 7x plus 2, so you would add those two together, set it equal to 17x minus 23. But I do want to look at number 5 because, again, we're dealing with the ones that touch noses. If they touch noses, they are the same thing. So if this is 11x minus 9, then so is this 11x minus 9. Then you can view them as individual triangles. So what we can do right here is just set 30 plus 5y minus 8 plus 11x minus 9 equal to 180 and solve. Okay? Problem is this one has an x and a y, so we're not going to be able to solve that one out. So we have to start with the other one. You've got to start with the little one because then we can take the 6x minus 2, add 72, plus now we know that one is 11x minus 9 and set that one equal to 180. So both of them can be set equal to 180. The problem is with this one here, we have an x and a y in the same thing, so we can't solve. We're stuck, which is why I went to the second one, because now that's where we're going to start. 6x and 11x is 17x, negative 2 and 72 and negative 9. Okay, so negative 2 and 72 give you 70. 70 minus 9 gives me 61 plus 180, or not plus 180, I'm sorry, equals 180. I would subtract 61, so 17x equals, that's 119, divide by 17, so x equals 7. Now that we know x equals 7, what I can do is come back up here and plug in 7. Okay, I plug in 7 there, and that becomes 77 minus 9. And then I just can solve that problem by combining my like terms. So 30 minus 8, I'm just going to do this in the calculator, 30 minus 8 plus 77 minus 9. That equals 90. So you've got 5y plus 90 equals 180. Subtract 90. 5y equals 90. Divide by 5. Y equals 18. So that's how you would have to do that one. If you've got two variables, then look at the other one, start with the other situation, and then you can work it out. With 6, you have options. What you could do is forget about this exterior, add all of those together, set them equal to, no you can't, okay? The reason you can't do that and set them equal to 180 is because, again, look, x and y, so that won't work. So what you have to do is do your exterior angle theorem, which is when you add 86 plus 4x minus 7, set it equal to 9x plus 4. So 86 plus 4x minus 7, so this angle plus this angle equals the exterior angle. Doing that will allow you to find x. Once you know x, plug it in. Then you can set this whole thing, add that whole thing together and set it equal to 180. Okay? Let's look at number 7. If we look at number 7 right here, we have our parallel lines, which means we have our alternate interior angles. If this angle is 5x minus 8, then this angle is 5x minus 8 because they are alternate interior angles. If this angle is 63, then this angle is 63. That right there allows us to find y. So I'm going to jump on that and start there. So I'm going to subtract the 27 from 63, which gives me 36. 4y equals 36. Divide by 4. Y equals, that's 9, right? That is wrong, you guys. That's wrong. Let me tell you why it's wrong. Because I'm like, that can't be right. The reason that's not right is because this angle here is the whole angle there, which we don't have that whole angle, so that won't work. So I'm wrong. I apologize. That's not going to cut it. But what we do know now that we know that this is 5x minus 8 is we know the triangle. So what I can do instead of doing what I just did is look at this triangle here in blue, and I can set all of that equal to 180. That's going to work. My bad, you guys. 7x minus 31 plus 5x minus 8 plus 63 equals 180. Combine my like terms. That gives me 12x, negative 31, negative 8, and 63. So negative 31 minus 8 plus 63 gives me 24 equals 180. Subtract 24, 12x equals 156. Divide by 12, x equals 13. Okay, so that's better. Now we need to find y. So if we know that this here is 5x minus 8, what we could do is we could think about the linear pair that it is going to form. So I could say 5 times 13 minus 8, so I can get the actual degree. 5 times 13 minus 8 is 57. Okay, so that's going to be 57. Did I type that in right? 5 times 13 minus 8 is 57. So this angle here is going to have to add to be 180. So I'm going to take that away from 180. 180 minus 57 is 123. So this angle here has to equal 123. So I'm just going to do that. 4y plus 27 equals 123. Subtract 27. 4y equals 96. Divide by 4. Y equals 24. Sorry, you guys. Sorry I started that one out wrong. That would have to be that whole thing, so that's why it can't be that. All right, if that doesn't make sense, pause it, rewind it, go back, rewatch it, so that you can make sure you get that one. One more page. One more page. This one says number 8. We've got some word problems here. In triangle PQR, angle P is this, angle Q, angle R. They want you to find each of the measures. So what do you need to do with each of these? Add them together. Set equal to 180. Okay, I'm not going to do that one, but that's how you would do that. Then we have number 9. Number 9 says in triangle ABC, if the measure of A is 6 less than 7 times x, so that would be 7x minus 6. 6 less than 7 times x, so that's what angle A equals. B is 5 less than 3 times x, so that's 3x minus 5, because remember we multiply first, then we take that away, 5 less than. Angle C is 5 less than 4 times, so 4x minus 5 is the measure of angle C. They want you to find each angle, so again, you take the sum, add, set it equal to 180. Okay? Number 10. Number 10, it says angle or triangle JKL. L is 13 more than the measure of K. And the measure of J is 7 more than 6 times the measure of K. Find each measure. Okay, so we're going to have to kind of write this one out. The measure of K is going to be our unknown. That's our X. We don't know what it is, but if we did, then we could find L and J. The measure of angle L is 13 more than K. Well, K is X, so whatever X is, we're going to add 13 to it. Then the measure of J says it is 7 more than 6 times K. So K is X, so I'm going to multiply 6, and then I need 7 more than that. So I'm going to add 7. You take all of those, add them, set them equal to 180. Now, number 11. In triangle WXY, angle W is 5 times less than twice the measure of y, and the measure of x is 21 more than the measure of y. So again, we don't know the measure of y. It is our unknown. It's my x. Then I can find the measure of angle W. It's 5 less than twice that. So 2x minus 5. 5 less than twice the measure of y. And then the measure of angle X is 21 more than y, so just x plus 21. Again, add, set equal to 180. 12. 12 says in triangle DEF, if measure E is 1 more than 3 times the measure of F and the measure of D is 3 more than 7 times the measure of F, find the measure angle. So this time the measure of F is our unknown. Okay, we don't know that, sorry. All right, but if we did know that, let me change this, y'all. Okay, good. Now I can write. If we did know F, then we could find the other ones. The measure of angle E is 1 more than 3 times the measure of angle F. So 3 times X plus 1. 1 more than, okay? And then D is 3 more than 7 times. So 7X plus 3. You'll add those, set them equal to 180. Woo! Okay, those are your notes. And this is fine if you take your notes just like I did. You don't have to actually work them out. You get to practice that on homework, but this is going to help you with your actual work on that. So, now let's talk homework. Okay, on your homework, I am going to... I want you to do everything but number 7 in that first section. In the second section, you don't have to do 9 or 10. So that eliminates 3 from that page. And then on this back page, I do want you to do number 12. I want you to do 13. And I want you to do 15. Okay, so you don't have to do 14 and you don't have to do 16. All right, so that is what you are working on for homework. Make sure you submit your notes and your homework. Everybody, virtual and students in class, because I'm not here today, so you need notes and homework. And again, I suggest you use CAM Scanner, C-A-M Scanner, because it's going to allow it to be just one document instead of all of those separate documents. So please try to use that. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will be in touch. Y'all have a great rest of the day.